What's going on, everyone? So that big 7-team trade that the Lakers were involved in appears to be done. We're still kind of waiting on the finalization, but we got kind of the details and everything that is coming out. Obviously, today's the day that it can all be finalized. So I want to go over the details, talk about what the Lakers got. It's essentially what was originally reported, right? All these little trades, they kind of just brought them together to just go, hey, let's make a big, massive 7-team trade. It's really just for kind of namesake than it is anything else, which in the original video, I even said, like, hey, it'd be nice if we get the Cam Reddish or Cam Whitmore. There we go. Cam Whitmore sign and trade. Obviously, he ended up going to the Washington Wizards. Be nice if maybe we could get a Nick Richards in it because, there was other potential moving parts, a couple questions about things. But again, there was reports, and I even said, like, be clear, chances are it's probably just going to be the Adou Thiero acquisition, and then there were reports that, hey, Lakers might still be in play for the sign and trade. We talked about that and what that could potentially be. But even in that video, I said, don't be shocked if it's just the Adou Thiero, but I'd like to get something out of it. I'd like to get more than just that if possible. But it doesn't look like anybody got anything more out of that. Looks like literally it was just all the little draft day trades. They just brought them all together into one giant stew in order to go, hey, this is a big, massive 7-team trade. Haha, the biggest trade in NBA history. So, again, it is, but it's not like 7 teams came together to make this massive trade and there was all these moving parts and moving pieces. No, it was like this 2 teams made a trade, this 2 teams made a trade. But let's break down the details that we got. So Hawks receive the 2031 second-round pick swap from the Houston Rockets, cash consideration from Houston Rockets, and TPE for Capella. So traded player exception. So basically that's the sign and trade of Clint Capella to the Houston Rockets. So that way they could end up pulling off what they needed. And then they needed to clear $2 million off their books. So they just sent Cam Whitmore to the Washington Wizards, which, look, that's one that might actually be the best situation for Cam Whitmore. Like, if we're being honest, right? Like, Lakers, what type of role would he have played? How much opportunity would he have gotten? We're there. He's going to get to go, like, here, take 20 shots and try to be our best player, right? Like, so that might be a good opportunity for them. And then also for Houston, it's like you keep him away from anybody in the West in case he does become a superstar or he does become this, like, great player. At least he's, like, not on the Lakers or he's not on, Minnesota or he's not on one of these other teams that, like, could end up biting you later on down the road, a San Antonio Spurs or something like that. So I get it. Makes sense. Obviously, I would have loved if the Lakers could have gotten him. I know people are going to be like, oh, Rob, again. Look, takes 2 to tango, right? Houston has to want to send Cam Whitmore to the Lakers, which means that there would have had to been like, if Atlanta wasn't willing to play ball, they probably would have had to do the sign and trade. But Atlanta played ball. And when Atlanta played ball, it's kind of the end of it, right? But the Brooklyn Nets, 2026 second-round pick from Houston, 2030 second-round pick from Houston. So that's all the Nets got, basically 2 second-round picks, because they were just kind of like the middleman in a lot of these trades. Warriors receive rights to Alex Tui from Phoenix, rights to Jamal Mashek from the Houston Rockets. The Rockets receive Kevin Durant and from the Phoenix Suns, and Clint Capella on a $6.825 million sign and trade from Atlanta. Lakers receive Adou Thiero from the Brooklyn Nets. Again, we knew that that's what that was, right? Which we'll talk about Adou Thiero here in a moment because I am excited about this. And I am glad that the Lakers traded up to that. We knew that this was going to get finalized at some point. It was just kind of like, we just thought it was going to be a singular finalization. But now it's lumped into this massive trade. The Minnesota Timberwolves, rights to Rocco Sikarski from LA Lakers, 2026 second-round pick from the Phoenix Suns, 2032 second-round pick from the Phoenix Suns, cash considerations from the Los Angeles Lakers, how they traded up, traded player exception for Nickeil Alexander-Walker, half of starting salary. So again, he ended up going to Atlanta, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And then the Phoenix Suns receive Jalen Green from the Houston Rockets, Dylan Brooke from the Houston Rockets, Cayman Malik from the Houston Rockets, Rasheer Flemings from Minnesota Timberwolves, or the rights to Rasheer Flemings, the rights to Cayman Malik, rights to Kobe Brea from Golden State Warriors, 2026 second round pick from Houston, 2032 second round pick from Houston. So that is the big, massive 7-team trade. Maybe there will be a little added details, but it appears like that seems to be done. Reports came out per The Athletic that agreement is in place for record-breaking KD deal pending draft night pick trades. So they're kind of just waiting for appears that they're just kind of waiting for the time for everything to get finalized, right? When they can officially, when it hits the clock and boom, now they can finalize everything and then this will be completed. And that's essentially the breakdown for everything, right? Well, this is a Laker channel. So let's break down the Laker side of things. Now, obviously, Lakers were just kind of included for namesake. It's really all it was. It was just to be a part of the historic 7-team trade, literally just namesake, which, for historic purposes, for historic value, you could argue that, hey, that's good. Lakers should always be in some part of history. Lakers should be involved in everything somehow, some way. But as far as what this Lakers team needs and various trades and stuff, obviously it's not the sexy move. It's disappointing. Right? Now, again, this is just what's the difference between them being included in this big 7-team trade or them just trading for Adou Thiero, right? Nothing. It's just literally they're just added into all this stuff. And I know Laker fans are going to be upset because it's Lakers should have gotten Nick Richards at least or something like that. There were no other moving parts. Literally everything's the same. I would have agreed with you if there were other, if Atlanta got another piece or the Warriors got another player, right? If there was actual movement beyond just what we already knew, I would have been right there with you. Dude, come on, Rob. You couldn't have gotten at least Nick Richards out of it, right? Obviously, Cam Whitmore, was a bit of a stretch. There was a point where it was hey, Houston might not have a choice, but then, Atlanta started to play ball. So I would have been right there with you. But again, there was nothing, this was just a paper trade. This was hey, you guys already all made these moves. Let's just make it a big trade. And that's what they did. They made it a big trade, right? Now, Adou Thiero, I'm excited for, right? We're not going to get to see him in Summer League, but he is expected to be ready for training camp. He is coming off an injury that he suffered in college, which is one of the big reasons why he fell where he did, which is why the Lakers were able to get him. Right? But he is expected full healthy, full recovery, and then expected to be part of training camp for the Lakers. So if you're watching Summer League and you're dude, where's our pick? Right? Just know he's going to be healthy come training camp. We'll probably see him in preseason and stuff like that. Really excited for it. I think he's a very good, versatile, athletic defensive player. He was supposed to be a first-round pick. And the fact that he fell 6 spots in the second round was very surprising. This was you can make an argument this is bigger than a Dalton Connect trade because it was unless Dalton Connect's either going to be the 5th pick or he's going to kind of fall. And then, but the idea was hey, he would get drafted there. Thiero was as high as a 15th pick. Thiero fell essentially 21 spots to the Lakers, right? Which what he was projected. He was anywhere from 15 to 20 range in that regard. Even at 20, he fell 11 spots, right? Where, you could argue Connect fell potentially 12. I saw him as high as the big board at the 5, but he was in that 8 to 10 range. So he felt 8 or 9 spots. So regardless, Lakers got what many believed is a first-round pick in the second round. They got a guy that is the exact type of player that you need. He's young, athletic, hyper athletic, versatile, right? Can just do multiple things out of the basketball court. He's looked at as already NBA ready defensively, right? He's more skilled offensively than Jared Vanderbilt. Imagine a bigger Jared Vanderbilt, more athletic Jared Vanderbilt, but better skilled offensively. Shooting is still a problem, right? He's got Jared Vanderbilt shooting, but he's also young enough to where you can work with him, right? And you can build him and kind of have him, again, even if he's not elite ever shooting the 3-ball, right? We've talked about this with Jared Vanderbilt. He doesn't even have to be 40% from 3-point range. Just be good enough to where you're not getting played off the court. Can you just be league average, which is 35 to 36%? Because he's not going to be taking 10 attempts a game. It's you're going to be taking 3 or 4 at most, if that, right? You're probably taking 2 on most nights, 3 on most nights. But if you could just knock down 1 out of every 3, right? That would be great rather than some nights. Yeah, we've seen nights where he's knocked down 3 or 4 threes. And it's wow, Vando's cooking tonight. But we've also seen more often than not him miss, go 0-4 from 3. So hopefully Thiero can be a guy that kind of can fill that void. kind of be another Vando, Dorian Finney-Smith potential replacement if the Lakers are to look to trade Jared Vanderbilt. Look, I still expect the Lakers to make trades. I still expect the Lakers to make moves. Look, there have been several trades that have the Lakers supposedly in conversations with. Even Dave McMillan talked about how like there's a trade that they're working on that might even be a 3-team trade that they're kind of in the mix of, which we haven't really heard an update from it, so who knows, maybe it fell through or not. But Lakers are active in trades. There are like regular reports that like, hey, Lakers are trying to pull off some trades here. Right? A lot of time. I know it's frustrating. I know people don't like to hear it, but it's true. There's a lot of time between now and the actual start of training camp and all that stuff. We're like 3 months away. Everything takes time. I know this big 7-teamer was a little disappointing. I'm a little disappointed too. I would have liked to get something else. But again, there were no other moving parts. If there were other moving parts, I would have been really frustrated. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.